What is going on, guys? So the iPhone 10R versus the iPhone 12 in 2021. Should you go for the latest and the greatest iPhone 12, or should you save your money and go for the iPhone 10R in 2021? Let's find that out. Now, the first thing about the design, we can clearly see that the iPhone 12 is a bit smaller than the iPhone 10R when it comes to the dimensions. And when you look at the sides, it is a bit more hefty, but they actually are of the same thickness, we can say, the same width. The only difference is that the iPhone 10R has a rounded corners, so it feels more comfortable and premium, but it is more prone to slippage, whereas this gives more of a grippy feel because of the squared edges. So while holding, actually both feel premium, but this gives more grip because of the squared edges. Will have less risk when it comes to falling down from your hands. The next difference on the back we can see is the cameras, of course. The iPhone 12 also has the ultra wide camera, but the iPhone 10R only has a single wide camera. And also the difference between the main cameras is that the iPhone 12 comes with a f1.6 aperture, which is a faster aperture, and the 10R comes with an f1.8. It's also we can see that the Apple logo is a bit on the upper side on the 10R, and it's on the middle in the iPhone 12, and you have nothing here at the bottom, whereas here you have the iPhone and the product red written. Switching to the bottom of the devices, here we have one more antenna on the iPhone 12, whereas we don't have that on the iPhone 10R, but we do have the same lightning ports. By looking at this, we can see that the speaker grills on the iPhone 12 are less. The power button is more like inbuilt and engraved, you can say, on the iPhone 10R, whereas it sticks out like a physical button on the 12. Both are physical buttons, yes, but this feel like a different, a piece of hardware. Coming to the display, both have the 6.1-inch display, but the iPhone 10R's display is a bit more wider, and that is why it feels a bit more bigger than the iPhone 12's display. The iPhone 12 display is a bit narrower, so the phone overall feels a bit smaller, but both are 6.1-inch displays. And the major difference between them is that this is an LCD display and this is an OLED display. Talking about displays, both have the 60Hz display, but the LCD display is, you can say, does not support a wider range of colors. The OLED display, however, does support, and you get more immersive media experience on the OLED display of the iPhone 12. But that's not to say that the LCD display of the 10R is bad. It's one of the best LCD displays out there still in 2021. And if you look at the iPhone 11 of last year, that also has the same LCD display. Media consumption on this phone is still really good, and there are no issues with the color reproduction whatsoever. But yeah, if you're editing videos and photos on this phone, then usually OLED displays are preferred because they support a wider range of colors when it comes to color grading and color correction. So that thing you can't do accurately on this iPhone 10R. But when it comes to the scrolling experience of 60Hz, it's just the same. There is literally no difference at all. Talking about Face ID, the Face ID on the iPhone 12 has improved and it supports more angles as well. Well, not like at a very tilted angle, but still it is more faster than the iPhone 10R. Let's talk about the speakers. We can see that there are less speaker grills on the iPhone 12 than the iPhone 10R, but the sound, I must say, is more richer and more louder on the iPhone 12 than the 10R. But that's not to say that the iPhone 10R's audio is bad. It's really good, but the 12 definitely goes a bit more louder and a bit more punchier in the treble section. Now, as this iPhone 10R is 2 years old, you can see that the maximum capacity has reduced to 86% now. So the battery health has dropped in 2 years, but that's actually not for the newer devices. You will still get at 100% battery health, but that's what it is in 2 years. Definitely the iPhone 12 also in 2 years later will have lesser capacity, but when it comes to battery life and battery charging, both have similar characteristics. The 10R, however, which this battery capacity does last the entire day, but is not that reliable when it comes to, like, if you're watching a lot of videos and playing a lot of games, then the battery drops really quickly. But if you're buying a new 10R, then do know that this was a battery king of its time, and still it will last you more than a day. The iPhone 12, however, is simply a 2-day phone, because if on moderate usage you can easily stretch to 2 days, and on heavy usage you can get through the day and probably to the next morning also to charge it in the next morning. So I would say of 2021, the iPhone 12 is the battery king. Now let's talk about the cameras. The single f1.8 aperture is actually more than enough to capture good photos and videos in daylight. However, it does not have the smart HDR3 and the deep fusion which the iPhone 12 has. And also when it comes to video, the iPhone 12 has a Dolby Vision HDR which captures a lot of information. If you even want to edit videos, shoot and edit videos in Dolby Vision HDR, which is like the professional quality level of videos, you can do that on your iPhone 12. However, it's not perfect as of now. It still requires a lot of improvement when it comes to software optimization, but that option is not there on the 12. But it still shoots a lot of good and smooth videos. The only area where it takes a hit is low light, because it does not have the night mode on any of the cameras, whereas the iPhone 12 has night mode on all the cameras. So when it comes to the video and photos, the iPhone XR does take a slightly a hit, but not that bad as well. Whereas you get those capabilities on the iPhone 12 and you can always manually turn on the night mode as well. However, when it comes to video, the Dolby Vision HDR is there, but there is no night video or something that you get on Android phones. So both are a beast when it comes to photos and videos. And if you just simply like to point and shoot and take photos during the day, or even in indoors for some time, then the iPhone XR is more than enough. But if you want to use your iPhone especially for taking a lot of photos and high quality videos, then the iPhone 12 does have a lot more capabilities, and also future software updates might make it more better than what it is today. Now guys, should you go for the iPhone XR in 2021, or should you spend the little extra money, actually it is double the money, to go for the iPhone 12? Well, the answer really lies is in what your usage would be. If it's some professional video recording or editing usage, and if you really want to edit a lot of photos and videos on your phone, or if you play a lot of heavy games like Apple Arcade and other games like Asphalt and all, which have a lot of graphics, then definitely the iPhone 12 will last you longer when it comes to software updates as well, because it will definitely have 2 more years of software updates than the iPhone XR. But if your usage is not that much professional and does not require that much of horsepower, the A12 Bionic chip on this processor is still a beast, and you can still record and edit 4K videos as well. So it really boils down to the fact that the iPhone 12 just gives a slight edge over the iPhone XR when it comes to camera performance or the overall performance of the phone as well. So if you just want an iPhone, then the iPhone XR still is a better choice. But if you're okay to spend the extra money and you want a phone that would last you more number of years, like at least 4 or 5 years down the line, then the iPhone 12 is a better choice. So that's it guys. I hope you guys like this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.